Welcome to ACC Interviews. My name is Israel, and today I'm joined by Senior Marketing Sales Manager, Bryan Jimenez. How are you doing today, Bryan?
Israel, I'm good. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Can you describe yourself?
Yeah, so thank you for having me, first and foremost. So my name is Bryan Jimenez, originally from East Chicago, Indiana. Go Cardinals, class of 2005. So I'm the Senior Marketing Manager for a company called Sovereign Brands. We're a locally owned company. We're based out of Highland Park. And we're owned by a family called the Barish family, who is a large family in the liquor beverage industry. So I run the state of Illinois. I work with my distributor partners to try to get my product all over the state, whether it's chain stores like Target, Meijer, Walmart's, or liquor stores, bars, and restaurants. So the goal is to grow my brand and get it everywhere along the state. I've been in the beverage industry for about 15 years. 10 in Indiana, 5 in Illinois, and it's just a super fun job, really cool, and I enjoy going to work every day.
That's pretty good. And what stores are the beverages located, sold at?
So locally, you could get it at Nick's Liquors. You could get it at any liquor store in Chicagoland. You could get it at Walmart, Target, Meijers.
That's pretty good. And how do you build and maintain relationships with key clients?
So the number one factor in business is building relationships. And the way you do that is going above and beyond and gaining their trust. So when I go, for example, to a little restaurant who the owner owns it and they're paying every dollar out of their pocket, you got to make sure that you build the trust that you're going to do anything for them to help not only grow my business, but their business, okay? And one thing I do is make myself accessible at all times and make myself available. So by doing that, like any phone call, any email that they send me, I make sure that I respond immediately, even if I don't have time for them. And I'll send them a response like, hey, I'll follow up later. I don't have time right now. By you doing something so small can gain their trust, and they'll take care of you, whether it's getting activation or a placement or selling some cases.
That sounds like a lot of responsibilities. What kind of skills is required in your job?
One, managing relationships, right? Being very knowledgeable on the product that you sell. So as a salesman, you got to know exactly what you're selling, whether it's the origin, the history, what the brand name is, right? So in case somebody, like a consumer, asks you questions, you're able to sell that product, okay? You got to be very creative and innovative. As trends go, similar to fashion, different categories of liquors go. So sometimes a tequila's hot, sometimes a gin's hot. You got to make sure you're above and beyond, that you're reading into like the trends of what's going on right now. For example, Dunkin' Donuts, really big on banana right now, okay? So you got to make sure that when you're at a bar, let's piggyback off of that and make banana cocktails. To make something really cool, So stuff like that makes it fun, and those are kind of the skills that you use every day to be successful.
And how do you ensure your marketing strategies align with overall business objectives?
So as a liquor company, our number one business objective is sales, okay? So we want to sell as many cases as possible. Each of us employees has a goal every month to hit, so you got to do creative activations to try to achieve those goals, okay? So my brands are premium brands, so I make sure my objective is I got to make all my point of sale, all my posters, all my marketing materials to be very premium, classy, cool, elegant, right? Another thing, Chicagoland is a very competitive market. You don't want to break the rules. There's a lot of laws in Illinois that you have to follow. And some brands don't follow those rules and could get themselves in trouble. So you got to make sure that those align with your company standards. Lastly, be innovative. Do creative stuff. That's the only way you're going to grow. And it just makes you happy when you're making sales and doing that, okay?
Yeah, that sounds good. Describe a time you had to make a difficult decision that impacted your team.
So being 15 years into the beverage industry, we went through COVID. And COVID was really hard, because I do sell to bars and restaurants, and I used to manage a team of 12 people. One of my teams were just in charge of bars and restaurants, and because during COVID, they closed down because no one could go to bars and restaurants, so we weren't making any ROI or return of investment. So we had to lay some people off. So I had to sit down and lay off our employees, which is always a bad thing, you know? So not only that, but keeping team morale boosted for the employees that are still on the team.
Yeah.
Because if you built a relationship with a fellow employee and they got laid off, you got to help motivate them to be happy to work with you and work as hard as they used to.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. You guys had to cut off people, but
Yeah, it was a tough time.
how's the environment at work?
It's great. I mean, the liquor industry is down right now. The economy is down, so everybody's fighting for the same dollar. But at the end of the day, I sell booze. I sell liquor, right? So it's a fun industry to be in. So due to sales being down, you got to find other cool, creative things to do in order to promote and try to get some more cases sold.
All right. What is your approach to giving feedback to your team?
When I'm a nice boss, which sometimes could be a disadvantage.
Yeah.
But because of it, whenever, like, say for example, if one of my employees is doing a presentation, I always start off with praise. I always got to let them know that they're doing a great job, okay? And after that, then I give them feedback. And it'll be feedback not to berate them or talk negative to them. It's to help them succeed and what I would do better here and there. And due to that, I got to boost team morale too. So when you do something bad, I got to try to let you know what you did bad and be totally transparent with it as well.
That's really good. I like that. Tell me about a successful product launched you were a part of.
2 years ago, I launched 2 new brands. One's called the Deacon, one's called the McQueen. It's a gin and a scotch.
Yeah.
So the Deacon, what's cool about it is that it has a black plague doctor on the cover of the bottle. And the way we launched it was I would go to a cool cocktail bar and we took over the cocktail menu for a day and we activated it by bringing in sample girls to sample out the cocktails, and they had to wear the Deacon masks. And what got people involved was giveaways and goggles that we created to make it a really good activation at the time.
Yeah. That's some pretty cool names. And how'd you come up with those names?
So actually, I didn't come up with it. I have nothing to do with like label making or brand design. It was the bosses who created it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. How do you handle tight deadlines and stressful situations?
Okay, so as you guys are growing up and going into a new career or profession, the higher you get up on the corporate ladder, the more pressure you're going to get.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to acknowledge that there's going to be pressure behind it. Every CEO has more problems. They have more people they got to manage. And so a lot of bad things are going to happen. So if you ever heard the saying, pressure creates diamonds,
I've heard of it.
you just got to get used to pressure.
Yeah.
So what I do is I stay organized, okay? So every day I got my daily tasks and goals that I try to get done so that I prepare that something bad's going to happen. So I leave myself, if I got a deadline or something, I want to make sure that I get it done a week before just in case someone throws something at me that I have to correct. But when there is deadlines for like I'm running behind, I make sure that I ask for help. And that is something that most of us as human beings, we're very prideful and we don't like to ask for help.
Yeah.
You have to ask for help. It's going to make you successful. It's going to make you succeed, okay?
I agree with that 100%. Explain a time when you had to adjust marketing strategy mid-campaign.
Okay, so I mentioned the Deacon, the brand. When we launched it, we wanted it to be exclusive to bars and restaurants. So we're allowing our distributor to sell it to bars and restaurants in Chicago. Well, it didn't work. In 3 months, we only sold 20 cases. And so we decided to launch it throughout all of the accounts in the state. And in that 1 month that we did that, we sold 250 cases,
a
okay?
lot.
So from then, you learn how to, what not to do next time. And that's one of those ideas that didn't work and we had to readjust ourselves.
Yeah. I understand. Thank you very much, Bryan, for being here today.
I appreciate it.
It was a pleasure to have this conversation with you. Anything else you want to say?
No, thank you. It was a pleasure being here, and have a great day, guys.